Hello there everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Today I want to share with you a banishing oil recipe. After my run-in this past October, I found it really important to build up my knowledge on this and build up kind of a defense cabinet of things. Thus, this banishing oil. And I figured it would be best to share these things with you in case you are in need of them. A banishing oil can be used in many different ways. Personally, I'm going to be using it most to draw runes or sigils onto objects I'm bringing into my home, such as antiques or things that could be carrying energy that I don't necessarily want to bring indoors. It can also be used to anoint candles or added to spells, spell jars or bags, or anything where you may find yourself needing a little bit extra oomph of banishing. So feel free to get creative with it and utilize it in whatever way feels right for you. Personally, once again, I'm just going to be adding it to furniture mainly that I bring into my home and just general things that I'm not so sure about the energy. Mainly it will serve as a bit of an added protection and just assurance. Now, if you've been here for a while, you'll know that I am very in love with oils, and so this one is pretty much the same, very, very simple, and hopefully super accessible for you guys. It is a 3-ingredient or 3-herb ingredient spell, and one of them I would recommend exchanging based upon where you live, but we'll get into that in a second. So to make this, you'll need cloves, cedar, pine, this is the ingredient you can exchange, a jar, and some oil of your choosing. I chose to use olive oil. It's kind of my go-to, but it also does add a layer of protection, which is very nice. Clove is a highly banishing and protective herb, and I wouldn't want to craft something like this without them. Cedar is also very banishing and protective. I super duper recommend it. And pine carries these qualities as well. Now, I'm mainly choosing to use pine because it is in great abundance around me where I live here in Washington. But if you are living in other parts of the world, feel free to add in other ingredients that carry these properties and are a little bit more local to you. Personally, I do believe that adding in a property or a herb, at least one, into a working that is abundant around you helps to add a lot more oomph to the spell as it pulls in the energies that are already around you. It's just my preferred way of working, and I would absolutely recommend it to everybody out there if you can. But if you can't, these are my 3 biggest recommendations. I would absolutely add clove. You could maybe exchange the cedar, but honestly, it is such a great herb for this. And you can use pine if you wish to, or exchange it for something new. This oil works best when crafted under the waning or preferably the dark moon, then left for an entire cycle, strained during the dark moon, or if you wait again a little bit longer and strain it during that second full moon. But I'll get into this a bit more when we discuss the actual crafting of the oil again. So to craft this oil, begin by cleansing your area and your ingredients. For this, and for most everything, I just use a cedar bundle and burn that. Then grab your jar, open it up, and begin gathering each ingredient, placing intent into it, and putting it into the jar. Place the intent into the herb in whatever way feels best for you. Personally, I am a very visual and physical intent person, so I will visualize my intent and feel it in a way, and then place that into it. But you can whisper or speak an incantation, whatever really works best for you and allows you to really hone in what you're wishing for this spell. I do have a video on working intent into things, and I can do another one again. I think I may. I have a little bit more of a honed in idea of what I want to share after that first one I shared. So if you want to see another video on intent, let me know and I will do that. But anyways, back to the recipe and the spell. Once you've placed your intent into all of the ingredients and added them to the jar, sometimes I like to sit with it again and just put more of my energy into it. Then take the oil and cover the herbs. Personally, I like to fill the jar about most of the way full if I can. And then I sit with it again, adding more of what I am desiring into it, and then I cap it off. Once again, this is best performed during the waning or dark moon and then left to set for an entire cycle, at least to the next dark moon, but if you wish to wait until the second full moon, that is great as well. Once you've waited that phase, you can strain out the herbs and then keep the oil for use in whatever form feels best to you. It is a very simple and accessible spell, and one that is just easy to keep on hand. These are kind of my favorites to have, especially for something like Banishing or simple protective things like this, because you never really know when you'll need it, and it's useful to just have around. So I hope it's something that you guys get some great use out of and enjoy. If you haven't checked it out already, I'd recommend checking out my other channel. There I share videos and vlogs of my day-to-day life, and you get to see more of my daily magic. It's really where I get to create things I'm passionate about, and I have a lot of fun there. And I know it's not for everyone, but if you can, I'd really appreciate it if you checked out my Patreon. There I share my art, herbal profiles, book recommendations, and I've started sharing workshops there as well, which is really fun. They are a live stream format of just a bigger lesson where I get to have Q&As and just have some really good interactions with you guys, and it's super fun. I really enjoy it, and I hope you guys will as well. Patreon is really what keeps things running over here and allows me to continue sharing free content with you guys. So if you can, I'd super appreciate it if you can check it out. And with that, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a lovely day. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you again soon.